السلام عليكم. welcome to Nabi English News Edition. هذا هلنس. The state received the show of the Djibouti Turkey parliamentary friendship group. The Speaker of the National Assembly chose the second Republic on closing the sitting of the first of the new section. Foundation scene this meeting is shortly to take a place in Doha. Those were the lessons of the national news. President from His Excellency said the basic conclude condolence to His Majesty King Salman bin Abdulaziz, custody of the two holy mosque king of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia following the crash of Saudi Aramco helicopter that occurred yesterday, Sunday, in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which resulted in the death of approximately 15 people. In his telegram, to His Majesty the King, Gele wrote, received the tragic news with profound sorrow and grief. The President added in the same telegram, I ask you to convey my sincere condolence to the Saudi government and people, and to the families, friends, and loved ones of this victim, and to reaffirm my complete solidarity with them in this painful tragedy. Then the President of the Republic, Excellency Regeli, received a high-level Turkish delegation and discussed strengthened strategy partnership between Djibouti and Turkey. The President of the Republic of Djibouti, Mr. Regeli, received today at the presidential place a high-level Turkish delegation from the Djibouti-Turkey parliamentary friendship a group headed by the group's chairman Mr. Mustafa and Al-Qiyashi. During the meeting, Mr. Mustafa Al-Qiyashi, chairman of the Djibouti Turkey parliamentary friendship group, presented His Excellency the President with a writing message from His Excellency the President of the Republic of Turkey, Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, conveying warmest congratulations and best wishes to His Excellency and the people of Djibouti on the occasion of the 49th anniversary of the Republic of Djibouti. And now the first ordinary section of the ninth legislative assembly concluded with the approval of laws in accordance with the Article 52 of the Constitution. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Mr. Delita Mohammed Delita, President of the second and finally a plenary section of the first ordinary section of the ninth legislative assembly on Monday, June 29, 2026. The session was attended by the Prime Minister, Mr. Abdulkarim Mohammed, member of the government, and all members of the parliament. The Speaker opened the session by offering condolence on the passing of member of Parliament Jama Gedi Adam, who died a week prior, and on behalf of the member of Parliament and the government, he expressed his deep sympathy to the family and loved and ones of the deceased. He then asked those present to observe a minute of silence in remembrance of the deceased, praying to God Almighty to grant him His mercy and admit him to paradise. Following this, the Speaker of the House refuted the agenda, which including the discussion and adaptation of the draft law concerning the financial accounts of several public institutions, as well as a draft law to ratify a loan agreement between the Republic of Djibouti and the African Development Bank, submitted in accordance with the legal procedure. During the discussion, members of the Parliament posed a number of questions. Encouraged the two members of the government focus on the integrity of the financial account of station concerning the emphasis of the financial administration management. The relevant minister provided the necessary clarification and response to the various points raised. In his remarks, Prime Minister Abdulkarim Mohammed addressed the draft law concerning the National Agency for Standards and Regulation (LANA), emphasizing the importance of traders adhering to improving national standards and noting that the agency serves as the executive arm of the standard and regulation authorities. And now, at the start of the second and final public section of the first regulation section of the ninth legislative agency for 2026, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mr. Delaita Mohammed Delaita, welcomed the Prime Minister, the ministers, and the member of the Parliament, expressing his appreciation for their attendance and active participation in this closing section. For more detail with Gasra.
Monsieur le Premier ministre.
In the opening remarks of the President of the National Assembly, who paid tribute to Member of Parliament Jamaat Aden and extend his condolences to his family, were followed by a minute of silence in his memory. He then presented the agenda of the session, which was dedicated to the review of examination of several draft laws. In the continuation of this opening address, the President of the National Assembly highlighted the importance of the text submitted for consideration, emphasizing that their examination reflects the commitment of the parliamentary institution to supporting the country's development process and strengthening good governance. He recalled that the role of Parliament goes beyond the adoption of laws, as it also includes contributing to public debate, monitoring government action, and ensuring that the concern and aspiration of citizens are taken into account. The President of the National Assembly, Delaita Mohammed Delaita, welcomed the spirit of responsibility and constructive dialogue that characterized the work of deputies during the session. He praised the effort made by the various parliamentary committees whose work contribute to the thorough review and improvement of the legislative text present. He also expressed his appreciations to the government member who participated in the discussion, noting that cooperation between executive and legislative branch remain essential for the effective implementation of public policies. Concluding his opening remarks, he wished success to the proceeding of the session and called on all members to continue carrying out their mission with commitment and dedication in the service of the public and its citizens.
And the reform requested were that when the government established the standard and metrology authority, ESMA Depori, typically responsible for setting standards for all consumer products in Djibouti. For importance on the quality laboratory will be the preferred partner for ESMA and in determining product conformity to approve standards. This will allow a very Egyptian importer to have their product approval. The importer could then proceed with the importing instead of facing penalties upon arrival at the airports or border crossing. ESMA is only responsible for setting a standard, and any trader or individual wishing to improve goods must adhere to this standard. This is not the laboratory, it's a responsibility as Selena is the executive or arm of ESMA takes which verifying product conformity. If not a complete product are imported, the laboratory can reject them even after a arrival at a port, because importers are organized and organized by the importer can reject them rival report, because importers are obligated to respect the approved standard. So the member of the parliament were also interested in the concrete results of the proposed reform, the impact of public service, and the guarantee offered to ensure the efficient and responsible use of public resources. and provided detailed explanation on each of the point raised. They presented the results achieved by the institution concerning explain the financial and administrative control procedure in place and reiterated the reform undertaken to strengthen transparency, accountability, and also the quality of public management. Regarding to the review on the National Agency for Standard and Quality Assurance, the relevant minister emphasized the importance of equipment. Another question focused on the particular the regularity of the financial account of public institution to transparency of their management, international control mechanism, and which of execution on the monitors envisaged to strengthen governments and improve the performance of the institution. Regarding to the role of the National Agency for Standard, the quality assurance, the discussion was provided by the member of the government addressed them the main concern raised by the member of the parliament and clarifying the National Assembly of the objective and implementation of the various draft laws submitted for its consideration. The trades following the completion of the agenda, the Speaker of the National Assembly session conceded with the Republic of Djibouti of the the Prime Minister also commended the quality of the recommendation submitted and by the member of the Parliament. Following the accommodation and the democracy which depends on dialogue and cooperation between the legislative and executive branches. He also addressed the upcoming parliamentary reason, considering it's only the period of rest but also an opportunity to strengthen communication with the citizen and listening to their concern. And serving the citizen will remain the top priority for both the government and national. So the parliament he said the confidence that they will continue to fulfill the national responsibility. And then the Prime Minister also commended the quality of the recommendation submitted by the member of the Parliament, affirming that the government's commitment to studying and implementing them. He also praised the active role played by the member of the Parliament both during a preliminary section and committee meeting, considering this integration a reflection of the dynamism of national democracy, which is based on dialogue and also cooperation between the legislative and executive branches. For his part, the Prime Minister Abdulkarim Khan Mohammed affirmed that the closing public section of the first regulation section of the Ninth Legislative Council for 2026, which he concluded today following a series of delivery and deliberation and discussion, how largely achieved its intended objective. We continue with a more detail with Gasra.
Speaking at the end of the debate, the Prime Minister Abdulkadir Kamil Mohammed praised the quality of the discussion that marks the closing session of the first ordinary session of the ninth legislature. He expressed his satisfaction with the spirit of responsibility and dialogue that prevailed between the government and representatives of the nation, emphasizing that parliamentary debate constitutes an essential step in improving public policies and consolidating institutional democracy. The head of government recalled that the text examined during this session address national priorities and reflect the authorities' commitment to strengthening the governance, transparency in the management of public affairs, and the effectiveness of national institutions, said the Prime Minister. Referring to the intervention made by the Member of Parliament, the Prime Minister welcomed the relevant observations and recommendations put forward by the lawmaker. He assured that the government remains attentive to the concern raised and will continue to work closely with the National Assembly in the interest of the general public. The Prime Minister also paid tribute to the work carried out by the Parliamentary Committee and all members of Parliament, recalling that democratic debate is an essential element in building and developing the Republic. In conclusion, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed reaffirmed the government's commitment to continue the implementation of national priorities in the service of the country's economic and social progress, while encouraging parliamentarians to continue carrying out their mission in the service of citizens.
And finally, in closing the proceeding of the first ordinary session of the ninth legislature, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Delita Mohammed Delita, commended the quality of the debate and the sense of responsibility was demonstrated by the member of parliament throughout the session. He emphasized that the adopted text reflected the National Assembly's unwavering commitment to strengthen good governance, consolidating the country's legal framework and supporting the development policies undertaken by the government. The Speaker then expressed his gratitude to the Prime Minister, the member of the government, the member of the Parliament, and all the staff of the National Assembly for their contribution to the smooth conduct of parliamentary business. Finally, he declared the first ordinary session of the ninth legislature closed, expressing his hope that the joint effort to the Republic's institution will continue to serve the interests of the nation and the people of Djibouti. Another Minister of Labour, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, National Occupation Safety and Health System in the government priority, emphasizing that the protecting workers and improving working conditions are a fundamental pillar of the state policy aimed at promoting decent work and ensuring a safe and sustainable work environment. The government is giving special attention to the developing mechanism for prevention, occupational hazards, and strengthening the capacity of our stakeholders in the fields of workshop safety and health throughout supporting training and awareness campaign and the application relevant national international standards. For his speech, the minister has stressed that the cooperation between the government and institution, employers, labor union, international partners is essential. From a detail with Gasra.
Nous prenons part à l'ouverture.
The Minister of Labour in charge of formalization and social protection, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, stated that building an efficient national occupational safety and health system is a major priority for the Djiboutian government. In his address, the Minister of Labour recalled that protecting workers and continuously improving their working conditions remain at the heart of public policies. He emphasized that occupational safety and health are not only a regulatory requirement, but also an essential factor in strengthening productivity, preserving human capital, and promoting a professional environment that respects workers' dignity. Finally, Yunus Ali Gedi reaffirmed the government's determination to continue the reform undertaken in the field of labor with the aim of ensuring every worker a safe, healthy, and dignified working environment in line with the principle of decent work.
Another workshop on occupation safety here on health in the workshop under the patronage of His Excellency Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, Minister of Labour in charge of regulation social. On Monday morning, June 20, 2026, before the Court of Appeal in Djibouti, Mrs. Esma Khalid Abdullah took the oath of office as a lawyer of pleading to practice his new profession in accordance with the professional procedure rules and laws enforced in the Republic of Djibouti. This is a new step comes at the end of the distinguished career within the Djiboutian judicial system. From 11 to 2026, Mr. Azam Khalid Abdullah served as a judge in Court of First Instance for nearly 15 years, during which time he filed in several positions, including investigation judge and judge responsibility for the execution of sentence. Thanks to this, to his extensive experience in the judicial, to her judicial, and Mr. Azam Khalid is known for his professional record. In position in restoring a judgment and commitment to the principle of justice and fairness. He has earned the respect of both his colleagues and litigants for his serious and constant willingness to listen the grievances on all parties, whether I defend or those under investigation. Like in other islands in la region and capital, the Arta region in Scali commemorated for the 9th anniversary of the national independence in patriotic atmosphere that reflects a feeling of pride and honor in this glorious historical event. The commemorative ceremony was held in the Governorate Square, attended by His Excellency the Minister of Higher Education and Vocation and Scientific Research, Mr. Dr. Nabil Mohammed Ahmed, the Governor of Arta, Mr. Hassan Dabili, the President of the Regional Council, Mr. Ilmi Bouhou, along with a number of national figures and members of the National Assembly, including His Excellency Umar Wabiri Molo and Her Excellency Aisha Mid Abdullah, and large gathering of the region's residents. The night of the June 27, known as the Flag Night, witnessed the popular and official celebration commemorating the historic moment when the national flag was first raised over the sovereign and independent territory of the Republic of Djibouti on June 27, 1977, heralding the birth of a free independent nation. The celebration program including a series of documentary and report that trace the various strategy of a stage of Djibouti's history from the colonial era through the national struggle for freedom and independence, culminated in the declaration of national sovereignty and the establishment of a modern state institution.
Attention bloc-leur. Envoyez.
Following this several visual representative of local authority in the Arta region deliver speeches on this occasion, expressing their pride and their nation, and emphasizing that the Independence Day represents a timeless historical milestone embodying the struggle of Jewish people and its sacrifice of its sons and daughters for freedom and national sovereignty. The speaker praised the historic role of the militaries who gave their lives in defense of the homeland, affirming that their sacrifice will remain etched in the memory of the generation and source of inspiration for continuing the path of building and development. They also extended their warmest congratulations to the leadership and people of Djibouti on this national occasion, wishing the Republic of Djibouti continued progress and prosperity and pride, a future characterized by security, stability, and ongoing success. For his part, Dr. Nabil and also expressed and the section the Minister of Higher Education, Scientific Research, Dr. Nabil Mohamed Ahmed, congratulated the people of Djibouti on this momentous national occasion. He emphasized that this anniversary represents a significant historical milestone, allowing us to recall the sacrifice of the founding fathers and the struggle of our ancestors and descendants who were united to achieve a freedom, consolidating national sovereignty and safeguard the nation's unity. He excellently explained that celebrating this occasion embodies a feeling of pride and national belonging. They provide a renewed opportunity to reflect on the national struggle and reaffirm our commitment to continue the path of construction and development, and also preserving the gained achievements since independence and to the end. And also he thanks the sacrifice and tireless effort to the nation's son and daughters. Following the celebration of the 49th anniversary of national independence held on the evening of June 27, military period was held the following morning, showcasing the strengthening of our defense and security force. To the star of the ceremony, various and united standing in Arta, including officer cadre from the Arta Joint Military Academy, the rapid intervention regime, and the several gendarmerie squadron awaited the signal to begin. An enthusiastic crowd quickly gathered around the officially reviewing stand eager to witness the display of our armed force. Upon the arrival of the official, the governor of the region, Mr. Hassan Dabili, accompanied by the Mr. Elmi Bouh, he head of the regional council, welcomed the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Dr. Nabil Mohamed Ahmed, represented the government. Then the military parade then continue featuring a mixed contingent of the officers from the army and gendarmerie in the celebration of the 49th anniversary of the glorious National Independence Day. The officer from the military college at the Joint Military Academy in Arta, led by the commander, continued the parade dressed in black uniform and white capes, carrying their war sword and marching proudly past of the official refueling stand. Shortly afterward, Gendarmerie Squadron 2 over delivering its dazzling display. The artillery chain, including units from the National Gendarmerie Road Safety and Justice Squadron, various groups from the Defense and Security Force, 2 times participating in the parade, each contributing to its success. The spectacle reached its climax when the rapid intervention regime where a commander's march pace of the road put on a spectacular display equipped with a state-of-the-art radio. The roar pattern marched quickly, demonstrating its readiness to face any challenge.
اللهم وأبدل دارا خيرا من دارهم وأهلا خيرا من أهلهم وزوجا خيرا من زوجهم وأدخلهم الجنة وأعذهم من عذاب القبر ومن فتنة النار يا رب العالمين. الفاتحة لهم.
Anna, the Minister of Energy, with Representative Oboke, wrestling on opening the June 27 Camp Final. The Minister of Energy in charge of natural resource, Dr. Jamal Mohammed Hassan, arrived in Oboke on Friday morning to represent the government at the celebration commemorating the 49th anniversary of national independence, which falls on June 27. Upon his arrival in Oboke, His Excellency was received by the Governor of the region, Mr. Musa Ilmi Migane, the President of the Regional Council, Mr. Mohammed Hamad Ismail, and the two members of the Parliament representing the region, Mr. Ali Mohammed Hassan and Mr. Isa Mohammed Umar, along with a large catering of regional dignitaries, elders, and citizens. Following the welcoming ceremony, the Minister of Energy held an extensive meeting with the representative of the region's leaders, dignitaries, and women in the presence of the local authorities to listen to the citizen mostly present concern and developing needs. The meeting witnessed a frank discussion that addressed the number of these issues of concern to the region's residents, including the effect of the drought that regions in suffer from during the summer, the difficulty of the providing drinking water and energy in remote village, in addition to transportation problem, creating job opportunity for young people, and health and education services. Of international scene, Canada evidences to the run of 16 of the 2026 World Cup with a last-minute goal. The Canadian national team scored its place in the round of 16 of the 2026 World Cup after a large fought 1-0 victory over South Africa in the opening match of the round 32 played on Sunday. And Washington and training design the escalation crucial meeting accepted in Doha. For more detail with Kasra.
Washington and Tehran are entering a phase of de-escalation after several days of heightened tension, with diplomatic discussion continuing around the Memorandum of Understanding reached between the two countries. A meeting between America and Iranian officials is scheduled to take place in Doha in order to make progress on outstanding issues, particularly those related to the Strait of Hormuz and the implementation of the agreement. This development comes after a period marked by a significant rise in tension between Washington and Tehran, which had raised international concern, particularly regarding regional security and the stability of the strategic maritime routes.
And that's it for this edition. Thanks for your attention. Wonderful evening.